what makes Feng Wei so strong, you've seen a lot of broken moves, a lot of them. And the thing is, just to wrap this up nicely, is that all of this should not be on one character. What's up guys, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. I'm gonna do a video now talking a little bit about Feng Wei. Love this animation, always loved it. I still believe he has some of the best animations in Tekken history. Like, he is one beautifully animated character. Say what you want about how fucking annoying he is, but holy shit, they did a good job, animation department. But so, I'm gonna talk about why he's the strongest character in the game. You see him so much right now in tournaments. You always hear me say he's #1. And after patch 104, you saw a lot of the top contenders, like Dragunov, for example, Azucena, they got big nerfs. He got more of a slap on the wrist. So I believe Feng Wei remains like pretty undisputed at #1 spot. I don't think anyone is going to disagree, but I think a lot of people are a bit like, why is he #1? Like, what makes him so strong? I'm gonna try and explain it in this video, but to be honest, I could make a 5-hour video on this, because you can honestly, I shit you not, it's not even a joke. You can go to his move list, all techniques, 122 attacks, and pretty much everything here has a use. And the reality is that at least half of them are like S tier. He's a bit like Jin in that he does every fucking thing you can do in the game. And he does it super well. Like, oh, Kazuya has a 50-50. Safe mid launcher, right? This is my safe mid launcher with 18 frame startup, by the way. That's very fast. Safe mid launcher. Oh, Kazuya has Oki. Oh, this is my steel pedal. Yeah, this acts like a steel pedal now. But it's a safe mid launcher. So we can do the same thing with our mid launcher, whereas Kazuya has to go for, those are two different attacks for Kazuya. For free, steel pedal. And this is my 50-50. If I want to take a big risk, I have an unseeable low launcher. 50-50 Mishima utility. Demon Paw, heat engager. You've seen Joker use this. You see the reach, right? And safe on block at -9. So that's like Mishima-style 50-50 stuff. Oh, you want poking. Strong jab, strong 1-2. Downward 1 is neutral on block. I think it's the only downward 1 in the game that is neutral on block. And now you go, why is it neutral on block? It's because of this move. Counter hit. Even on trading with a jab, you get the follow-up shoulder. So this goes into his counter hit utility, 44 damage. And that is, it's 14 frame startup is downward 1. But that's why it is neutral on block. It's so that you don't challenge here due to the threat of back 1. Even on a trade, like you lose that trade every single time. And it's for the same reason as down 4 is neutral on block. On hit, I mean. To tempt you into doing something and eating that. And downward 1 also has to be said, has a counter hit property where it's plus 36 on counter hit. Because he certainly needs those frames. And then in the poking department, you've seen this move. Super annoying, super strong counter hit into mix-up. While standing 1 has absurd reach. If you do it from his special step here, it reaches across the stage, literally. Is +3 on hit, -3 on block, can add hits to it, has a third hit which is very delayable, which counter hits into a shoulder. I almost want to put in poking down 2 is a very evasive fast low, very strong. Back 4 is straight up broken in my opinion. It's a 12 frame startup mid. This is homing. You can't see a homing trail effect, but make no mistake, this is a homing attack. 12 frames. So that's faster than your downward 1. Homing! Wee! It's super fun to be on the receiving end of that. 1-2, 10 frame punish, goes into back turn mix-ups. Oh, speaking of 50-50, he of course from back turned also has an unseeable launching low. Because why not? It's so much fun. And he also has a hell sweep. from Kempo. I mean, we could write a book about Feng Wei's evasion, right? We could write a book on this. And how this, for some reason in this game, is a counter launcher. That was gigantic. I didn't do a proper staple, but he gets like half-life from there. Back turn we could talk more about, because here he gets an unseeable throw mix-up. This is a 1 or 2 break. This is a 1+2 break. But they have the same animation from back turn. So he gets a throw 50-50 here. And here he has a power crush heat engager. And you know when he's in heat, this happens. This is stupid broken. This staggers from like anywhere. They nerfed it, but it's still completely absurd. But does this connect to you? Did that look like a hit to you? Yeah, this is arguably the most broken move in the game. Here, you have to take the mix-up. I have a launching mid. That's +5 on block if I heat dash. I have a launching unseeable low. Or I go for, again, this throw game, which is a legit 50-50. That's one of the best evasive attacks in the game. Now that was a launcher, and I can combo there. Shoulder, in general, is a super strong whiff punish. He also has a strong heat smash with a lot of reach. But again, who doesn't? That's most characters. This is a counter hit launching low, but can't be low parried. It's +2 on hit, -14 on block. That's a counter hit launcher. Oh, he's full crouch sweep, but super busted. A lot of Feng Wei's will like flowchart either down 2 into this, or down back 3 into this. Again, this was recently nerfed. But the problem with this is that low doesn't stagger, you see? It goes right through the block. Typically, sweeps that are this powerful typically stagger on block. That's usually how it goes since Tekken 3. We felt like, maybe the characters shouldn't get away with this. But for some reason, yeah, he gets this in this game. 23 natural into +6. Again, can be ducked, but he can choose to only do the first sweep into a back turn mix-up. And unless you do a 14 frame startup attack, if you're slower, this will beat you out. So it has a built-in mix-up. And if you respect it, yeah, he gets access to his absurd back-turned mix-ups. In heat, back 1 normal hit knocks down. Normal hit. So suddenly he can step you, whiff punish with this. He can do this charge-up attack at the wall. To get a guaranteed wall splat on you. We'll do that. This new thing certain characters have in this game, like a guard break. Of course, Feng Wei wasn't left out. Feng Wei needs all of the bullshit. Oh, and you know how some characters are allowed, for some reason, a safe, high, power crush heat engager? Feng Wei as well. Feng Wei can't be left out of all of that wonderful cheese. If one character has something broken S tier, Feng Wei also has it. You just need to find it in the move list. But he always has it. It never ends with this character. I mean, we could talk more about Kempo. Kempo 2. Kempo is absurd. If he doesn't commit to an attack, he can very quickly block in Kempo. Kempo 3 is a backswing blow launcher. They buffed it, by the way. It used to be launch punishable at -16, but now it's -14. -14. Used to be able to launch him for this, but they were like, nah, that's too bad on Feng Wei. Shouldn't be able to launch this man. Of course not. And then his new attack, back 3. It's jet thrust knee. Tracks really well to one side, tracks poorly to one side. But again, this is a 12 frame homing, so it can lock you down with this, and then this comes out of nowhere, knocks you down. On counter hit, he gets forward for 3 into Oki for like 50 damage. But also on block, it's +6 on block. But of course, Feng Wei needed huge frames. He didn't have this. He needed a huge frame attack. And this is an attack while setting 2. That's -7 on hit. Counter it launcher. But if you're at the wall, wall splat. And that's a buff to this move from Tekken 7. We saw Joka do this a lot. Like down back 3. Wall splat. Very strong attack. And then of course, he lost his punch parry setups. But he used to do down for 3 on block, while setting 2 on block, jump kick on block, down for 2 to unblock. These were the classic setups. Following all of these, people tend to jab check. So you would get punch parry there. But now they changed the startup window from, what was it, 2 frames to 5 frames. So like 3 frames slower. But the punch parry is still very strong. Shifting Clouds is a launching parry. And I think it parries pretty much everything. It's a launcher. And again, these are kicks. Launching parry. He needs it, yo! And then in terms of poking, I didn't mention it before. This is a mid-high. Natural. For 33 damage. On 16 frame startup. And it's got good reach. 33 damage here is really solid. This in Tekken 7, as it's a mid-high, you could block the first hit, duck the second hit. In this game, this jails. This means that you can't duck this. If the first hit connects on block, you can't duck the second hit. No one I've spoken to knows why they did this. And of course, he has mix-up utility here. He can do 3-3-4, which is a very evasive low. It goes down low. Or he can do 3-3-4 into his fun back turn mix-ups. Just if he wants to fuck you mentally a little bit. Honestly, I think this is the gist of it. But for those of you who are curious as to what makes Feng Wei so strong, you've seen a lot of broken moves, a lot of them. And the thing is, just to wrap this up nicely, is that all of this should not be on one character. You legit have some of the best 50-50, right? You have some of the best poking. You have some of the best homing. You have some of the best evasion, if not the best. You have great combos. You have great counter hits. Like really great counter hits. Oh, how did I drop that? Really great counter hits. You have some of the best heat in the game. Legit. But yeah, boom. Boom. Guaranteed. It's a little bit of a jack of all trade, master of all trades. The only reason this character was not seen as broken in early Tekken 7 was because he still was super all-round, but he wasn't a master at everything. They just kept buffing all of these attacks until it was like, well, now he does everything, and he does everything exceptionally well. Is this really a well-balanced character? So we need to start dialing down on a lot of this stuff. And they started with patch 104, but my hope is obviously that the June patch 105 nerfs him significantly more, because then he could be an interesting character. It is interesting being a jack of all trades, it's just that you can't perform this well at everything. It doesn't work. There needs to be a character needs to sacrifice something. And with this character design, it should be the efficiency of the attacks. But so I hope you thought this was interesting. Bye bye.